Hi, my name is Glow and welcome to my show. This is my review of You Can't Stop Me by Andy Mineo. I had actually been pronouncing that Andy Mineo for an entire year before I heard this rap, but a line so memorable that I will never forget how to pronounce Andy Mineo's last name is far from the only good thing about it. It has a nice beat, clever lines, appropriate references that I admittedly had to look up, and a positive message that I haven't heard 100 times before in Christian songs, and there's even a funny story about where Andy got the inspiration for it. My favorite part is the whole second verse, and the chorus is a close second, but if I had to pick just one line that's my favorite, it would have to be, "If I quit the only way I lose, I got two choices when I do this, make moves or make excuses." That confident statement is so well built up to with all of the panicky lines and music before it, and it's so true. My mind is constantly telling me I'm not fit to live a normal life, but at the end of the day, I have the power to tell myself that's not true, and while other people can certainly make giving up on life sound very appealing, that choice is ultimately mine. I can see some people saying that You Can't Stop Me is a bit too positive because telling yourself that the negative self-loathing thoughts you might have constantly are just lies doesn't always work, or sometimes it's just not enough on its own. Sometimes they're not even lies, and it's just your mind constantly focusing on something bad you actually did, even if you already made up for it a long time ago. The reason that I'm not going to criticize this rap because of that is lines like "You will never write a verse like Kendrick's" and "Wear Your Pigment, Andy" clearly get across that these lyrics are very personal and specific to Andy Mineo. If he's never dealt with those problems or just didn't feel that discussing them more deeply would fit with the rest of the song lyrics, then it makes perfect sense that he would really only touch on negative self-talk and not dive into any of the issues it can lead to or stem from, like obsession, anxiety, depression, or just not doing things you want to do because you don't think you're good enough to deserve them. You Can't Stop Me is repetitive, and I actually don't mind that throughout most of it, especially the chorus, since that's one of the best parts, but it just gets to a level that's boring at the end, where the same line repeats over and over again, and I don't think that the "I'm fighting myself" visual representation at the end of the video is entertaining enough to save it from being boring. The video overall is good but not great. It looks decent, and I like the old-school video game aesthetic, but I tend to not like music videos most of the time because I just don't feel like the video part adds anything to the music. For example, the only music video I can find for Indwelling by Lecrae is nothing but two people in a room talking, or more accurately rapping at each other, which is exactly what that rap was already. The video adds nothing at all, not even something small, like the interesting visuals in the video for You Can't Stop Me. I guess a good example is the music video for Radiator by Family Force 5. I mean, it's not a perfect example because a lot of it is just cool flashing lights, but it also has a bunch of visual references that weren't a part of the song itself, so the video does add something new. You Can't Stop Me is one of Andy Mineo's best raps. Tell me if I'm wrong.